Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Indievolt Livewire. It's Tuesday. Time for that 9 o'clock transgression to occur. And I'm playing sort of solo tonight. I got my good buddy Josh with me. And I think we're going to be joined later on by Sim to talk about his second chance campaign and some of the cool stuff he's working on. We don't have a lot of other guests lined up, but I do have a special pre-recorded interview with a guy who's got a really cool issue number 3 of his book, Napalm Brothers, coming out. So I'll play that probably when we come back from getting the intro rolling. So here it is.
And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off me.
The following program contains violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, and, oh my god, why are you even watching this? Just run away. This shit is going to give you nightmares. For real. The program is rated TV MA NSFW OMFG GAF TTV BYGAS. Why are you still here? Seriously, don't watch this. We can't warn you strongly enough. Do you need a doctor of some kind? What is the matter with you?
The difference is clear. It's a revolt the masses will hear. Indievolt, let the people hear. It's Indievolt. The blood starts here.
And we are back. Welcome to Indievolt Livewire, everyone. My name is Erik, a.k.a. the Dreaded Dinosaur Man. And I am joined tonight by my good buddy Josh C. Lyman. How you doing tonight, sir?
Not too bad. What we got on the docket for tonight, dude?
Well, on the docket tonight, I'm pretty much just going to be showing some really cool campaigns, and we'll just kind of talk about it. My guest for tonight, 6th, he lives in another country, and it was almost 3 a.m., so we did a pre-recorded segment that we're going to show as well, where we went over his campaign, Napalm Brothers number 3.
Cool.
So let's just do some idle chit chat before we get started with that. What are you working on? What's up with you? We haven't talked in a while.
Well, thank you for asking. Long story short, I've been slowly trying to get back into doing indie variants and things like that. I kind of figured that I didn't really want to be the guy who, yes, I've been in the industry for a while, but, I wanted to be the guy that was still currently working in it and trying to deal with the ups and downs of that. So just been kind of working on that. Next week, February 18th, is a Kickstarter launch for one of the titles. Unfortunately, because of the person I'm working with for the variants, I'm not really allowed to talk about it on a stream yet, but I'll be doing all 4 variants for that second series.
Ooh,
so that'll be fun.
Sweet little mystery. We got a whole we got some time to mull over that. I can't wait to see what that is.
It'll be an adventure.
Awesome. Well, as for myself, it's been an adventurous couple of weeks, and I'm getting ready to head off to Fairbanks, Alaska this weekend.
Yeah. And you've been on the road for the last couple of months too, right?
It never stops. I just haven't been doing a lot of shows per month. But last month I was in Miami. It was nice and warm by the beach, and the next weekend I'll be in the frozen tundra of the Great White North.
You have a great assortment of jackets, I'm sure.
Yeah. I've got one jacket that is like I never wear it because it's too warm, but this is the time to wear it. My father-in-law gave it to me.
There you go.
All right. Well, let's kick off the show. Like I said earlier in the intro, I did a pre-recorded conversation with a gentleman goes by 6th, and he's been working on a series of books called The Napalm Brothers. So let's check that out.
This is Six Skill Combat, and I'm talking to my my boy here from Indievolt, man.
How's it
Finally,
going? Yes.
yeah, finally. You know, we've been talking about doing this for a long time, and now it kind of worked out. You know, so we're doing it now. This is it. This is the juice. Let's do it.
That's it. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to get right into your campaign.
I cannot tell you anything about myself because then I would have to kill you.
Oh,
But I'll
no.
tell you about my comic, and my comic is the Napalm Brothers. And the Napalm Brothers is the best indie thing since they invented sliced bread and comics in general. No, I'm just kidding, man. Listen, this is a story about, it's set in the Vietnam era. It's about a couple of veterans that came home, had sort of a cold welcome, and became disgruntled. And then one of their friends got murdered. And the whole arc, and it's a 3-book arc, it sort of revolves around them trying to figure out what happened with their friend and what are they going to do next. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I can't really compare it to anything other than sort of SoCal street art mixed in with a little vengeance.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's it, man. That's the Napalm Brothers.
Well, this is pretty cool. Now we're ready.
Hey,
Nice.
that was it, man. That was it.
That was-
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you're doing pretty good. You've got $14.95 by 37 different backers. And then you had 30 backers back on October 30th. So did this start over on Kickstarter and now you're doing it on the Indiegogo?
Well, you know, for 2 campaigns long, they told me I had to do the Indiegogo and the Kickstarter.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, I asked Fanatic, let's do like a combined sort of campaign. I think this book deserves to do a lot better, and not just because I'm the artist and the writer and all that, but it's just a great book, you know. And the thing is, sort of illegal copies are being sold on Amazon, and that's
Oh,
a
no.
whole trademark kind of thing with Del Aros that's going on. I won't get into it because this is not a drama channel.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, these books are being sold, and as far as I'm concerned, they're indie AF. You know what I mean? Yeah, and just back this book if you like indie comics, you know, and back this
Well,
book.
let's take a look at your different tiers. You've got your featured tier, the I Want It All. So it looks like you get all 3 issues of Napalm Brothers.
Yeah, my problem is I backed this tier, but it doesn't include the omnibus. And the omnibus, and that's really, it has a different cover. It has all 3 stories and a lot of bonus material. It's like almost 10 pages of bonus material
Okay.
that includes guest artists that, you know, I didn't pay them to be guest artists, but they kind of they think the Napalm Brothers is a cool idea, and I kind of wanted to get involved, so I included their stuff in there as well. And also, I did an Ashcan for the first book. It was called Charlie and the Wire,
Hmm.
and for the omnibus, I colored this in, and I added. I even added a little bit more backstory to that character that's that was in the Ashcan. So, yeah, that first tier that you said, I want it all. Yeah, I want it all too, but it doesn't include the omnibus. So that was a bit of a foobar. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. But still, there's a T-shirt. You got like some other swag. Is
The
that like
T-shirt is great, man.
is it a beer cozy?
Yeah, it's a cozy.
Sweet.
Of course,
Looks like a sticker and a poster.
some cool stuff.
Nice, nice. Then you got a digital tier PDF.
Yeah, I got
That's
the
great.
PDF. I think only one person backed it, but For the previous two books, the PDFs were being passed around on Reddit. So this time around, I'm gonna put a no print allowed sort
Mm,
of cross marks on a watermark. I don't want that shit, man. Really,
right.
that's
Yeah.
weak. And I don't even mind people sharing the PDF that much. But yeah, seeing I have this trouble with Amazon and with the whole IP conundrum, I don't want people to reprint book free. Because Fanatic Comics, listen, again, these people are so superb. They're so great, and they're giving me this opportunity, and I just wanted to make a little bit of money.
Yep.
I'm not making any money. I'm just putting my stuff out there, and that's good enough for me.
Well, you've put a lot of work into this. I love your illustrations. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Crumb vibe.
Hey, Crumb is king.
Yeah.
Crumb is the absolute king, but it's not just Crumb. It's also, I don't know if you heard about him, Richard Griffin, the rock and roll poster artist.
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah, and that's my inspiration. You know what I mean? And this whole era. And listen, uh, I was born in '74, so I had the whole sort of backlash of the '60s and '70s,
Hmm.
and that's my reference material. All that stuff. That's what I grew up with. And that's what I try to put into this book, and I love it. I love. This might seem a little weird, but I love black exploitation, and I love kung fu movies. And I love all that stuff.
All of that 70s fare is just so much fun,
Listen, man, and that's stuff we can't do anymore. You,
right?
you can't poke fun at stuff anymore. You can't have winks at anything anymore because
Mel
now
Brooks would never be allowed to make Blazing Saddles or
exactly,
Spaceballs.
exactly, Blazing Saddles, man, with a black cowboy lead. You know what I mean? And we couldn't do that stuff anymore, and that's just weak. That's cultural regression,
Yeah.
and we now live in an age of cultural regression.
Who did this painting? Because this I guess this is this an alt cover for number one?
Yeah, this is all
Yeah.
cover for number one, and that's Max Headroom. And yeah, he's a CG artist, supreme, that does his own books. And actually, I asked him, "Listen, Max, I love your work so much." He does some sort of space cowboy stuff.
Yeah.
And please bear with me. I don't have the link with me right now, but let's put the link in the description of the vid if you can. But
Yeah.
Max is an awesome, awesome artist.
I'm looking at this. I'm thinking because I'm hoping to launch Dreaded Dinosaur Man's first print book later on this year, and so I'm on the lookout for variant cover artists and pinup artists. And this style is
Oh
just
man,
really
you
crazy. I
won't
think it would be
get any
great.
better. You won't get any better than Max. And that said, of course, we have Tony Sizzle. That's not Tony Sizzle. The next cover that's for book two.
Okay, this is my
My
dapper tattoo
yeah,
here.
my friend Dapper Tattoo did that. She's a girl that I met when she was 17. She has done all my tattoos from that time on, and I told her, "Hey, listen, babe, you got to do a cover for me." And she did this excellent cover based on the
It's
story
beautiful.
of
Yeah.
book two. But let's talk about Tony Sizzle, because Tony Sizzle, this is a guy who did art for the Ashcan, but he's an artist supreme. I mean, this guy, he's like the next level. And
Which one is Tony's here?
Tony's not on the page, but
Okay.
yeah, I'll give you a little scoop. He's doing the variant cover for book three. So book three cover was the Gringo with the two guns. That's the
Hmm.
official cover.
Oh yeah.
And Tony Sizzle, he's doing the variant cover for book three. Nobody knows about this until now. And he's such an amazing artist. I mean, I can't even describe it. Friggin' cool dude. He's awesome. But
Well,
anyway,
sweet. Yeah. I mean, the first book was so much fun. I think I got book two down here somewhere. I haven't opened, I feel ashamed, but I haven't opened any of my comic book mail in a long time. I have a whole stack of it because I keep thinking I'm going to do some unboxings because I think that'd be really cool. But then I don't put in the time to sit down and do it because I've got such a heavy work schedule. But
you know what, man? I'll tell you one thing. I have sort of a preprint going on of the omnibus, and that's going to be leather bound. And I'll
Ooh.
send you a copy, man. I'll
Oh
send you a
man, that'd be
copy free of
sweet.
charge. Just
Oh, I appreciate
drop
that.
me your address info and all that. And probably my goal now is, because I'm a little late, is April, and then the whole book will be done. So printing a couple of weeks. And
Sure.
I'll send you a letter bound, man. You
Oh
can
man,
you can read it.
leatherbound sounds like it would be logistically hard to get that going, right?
What do you mean, like printing or shipping?
I don't see a lot of printing companies that say, "Hey, we offer leatherbound." Like,
No, but I got my connections, man. Yeah, and listen, if it doesn't pan out, then I'll just give you a soft. I'll give you a floppy. I'll give you a floppy.
go for the pleather binding.
No, actually, because I was kind of looking into it, doing this arc. It was almost 3 years that I've been working on this in my spare time, and literally all my spare time has been put into making these books. You know what I mean? Didn't make any money out of it, but for me, it's sort of it's a project of love, So
Sure.
for the conclusion, and looking at the omnibus, I said, okay, I have to do something special for myself. So I was looking into the leather bands, and I found a company that does it. And yeah, it's fucking awesome. I'll send you one.
I can't wait. That sounds exciting. Anyway, guys, get over. It's called Napalm Brothers. This is issue 3. There is catch-up tiers, so you can get books 1 and 2. Great swag like T-shirts and stickers and a beer cozy, and just a fun read. You're definitely going to enjoy it.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please do.
To your audience, guys, please do not order these books from Amazon. I made a weak deal with John Elrose, and he's selling via third parties, and they are making money out of it, but I'm not. Okay, so don't buy from Amazon. Please buy from Fanatic Comics on the Indiegogo campaign or the Kickstarter campaign,
All right.
because they deserve the moolah and not fucking John Elrose.
Okay.
Don't cut that out, Eric, please.
I won't. You heard it here first, folks. You want to support the creator, buy directly from the creator.
Rock and roll, man.
Rock and roll. All right. Well, thank you very much for making the time to come and check in with us. Glad we finally were able to get you on the channel to talk about this labor of love. And what you mentioned earlier, it's just something you really want to do. For a lot of us, that's what it is. It's like, if I wasn't making money, I'd still be making comics because I really
listen, but
love
that
it.
was my whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm nobody and I wasn't anybody, but I can make this comic, and that's kind of what I want to tell young people or people who just want to get into the comics industry in general. If you really have that drive to do it, you can do it. And sure, you're going to make mistakes.
Oh yeah.
and you're going to be a fuck up, and people are going to laugh about you. But you can do it. You can put your book out there, and that's what I did. 3 books now, man, and I'm proud of it. And
That's
it's a good
awesome.
story, and it's a fun story, and it's great. I mean, why do anything else but comics?
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Sixth, and we'll be looking forward to this and looking forward to the omnibus.
Rock and roll.
All right. Thank you again. All
Dun,
right.
dun, dun.
And we are being joined by the immortal Sim. How you doing, brother?
Okay, this is the life part. What's up?
This is the live part, yeah.
We're just going to do nothing but clips from now on. It's going to be a clip show.
I think that was the first ever pre-recorded segment for a live broadcasted show that we've done. I might be mistaken, but it's the first one I've done, and I'm glad I didn't F it up. So
That was great. I didn't even notice when I come in. I thought it was live. But first thing I hear is Blazing Saddle. I'm like, okay, we're on a good start.
Yeah, Napalm Brothers, the book, it's very much that tongue-in-cheek Blazing Saddle exploitation style storytelling. I enjoyed the first one, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he wraps up the series. But speaking of projects, what about you? You're still running the Second Chance campaign. You've got something else in the works too, right?
The Second Chance campaign is done. I'm just waiting for the last prints, and not the book. The book's already done.
Sweet.
and printed. I'm just waiting for the Bisley print and the other print. So that's coming this week. That's coming this week, and that's fulfilling. And then I'm launching Tales from the Nightverse 2, which is like, I don't know, 80-something% done. Like I got 60-something page done out of the 90-page book already. And now we're starting to get some colors done. The trailer's pretty much, done. I just have to update colors in it. Well, yeah, we're launching this month.
Are you going to do a hard launch, or are you going to do like a pre-launch sign-up thing as well?
The sign-up has already been live.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I can share you the link in there.
Yes, please do. Let's bring that up.
And want to see the beta version of the trailer?
Ooh, yes. Don't tease.
Current work in progress.
Yep.
Do it.
After that, I'm just gonna technically what I'm gonna change is gonna be the how you're gonna see the pages. They're gonna be colored instead of black and white.
Okay.
But right now there's fillers, but that's gonna be the general video.
All right, let's check this out. Nice.
And don't worry about the music; it's an original score that I paid somebody to do. And here's a little meme. Yeah, I had fun.
Dude, that's so lit.
Thank you.
I think people still say lit when something's cool, right? I don't know.
And this is me coloring one of the pages.
Nice.
Work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed. Like, I feel like if I don't try to do some sort of animation for my Dry Dinosaur Man launch, it's I'm going to be short selling it, because you've been doing some really impressive work. Caius, the guy that Ryan Cardinal does Caius, his animation that he did was impressive. So it's like people are at such like high levels that they just keep raising the bar.
Did you see the start of my 3D modeling from that?
I think I remember seeing a little bit. If you got something else you want to share, go right ahead.
Hold on a second.
I've actually got a guy who's working on a action figure design for Dinosaur Man that I'm working on right now. Really, really, really excited about doing the toys and stuff.
This is something I'm working on the side because, comic book priority, and you saw me doing the animation. It takes time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's like, I've got my paid jobs that I'm working on, and then I look over at my 3D printer, and it's got some dust on it. It's kind of crying and wants some love, too. And and I haven't even touched the NES game that I've been working on for a while, so I'm going to have to relearn Nest Maker and dive back into that at some point. Oh, sweet. Check that out.
Nice.
Yeah, this is just the beginning. Like before I do the details, I'm building
Sure.
it up.
That's beautiful.
Face
Now,
and-
is your plan for articulation, or is this going to be a statue?
This is more for like creating minis, because I want to
Okay.
create a collection of minis of all the characters and eventually having a board game.
Oh, sweet. That's kind of cool.
So bending it up, like, while you back the campaign, you get like, special edition, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So I want every character done, so they'll be like a bit bigger than a Warhammer one,
Okay.
not a 40K type of thing, just a bit bigger. That's my goal, but I also want to do statues. where they're going to be posed and stuff like that. Articulated, that will come eventually, but do you understand that I need more budget for this?
Yeah.
Like this is my third book. This will be my fourth campaign and my third book, and I need to make more money to be able to invest a bit more. Like I already bought my 3D resin printer.
Sweet.
I have the cooker. I have all that stuff's ready to go. And I'm working on my book, and I'm trying to get more than 60 to 70% of the book done before everything. So technically, right now, like I got 25 pages left to do in the entire book, like draw and ink. And I'm already starting to get some colors done. So the campaign will be to finance the rest of it, get it printed, fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting everything ready because I just don't want to launch the campaign with only black and white on the campaign. I want to have color samples. Like I want people, when the campaign goes live, the colors are there.
Yeah, it's really gotten to the point where I don't think anybody could, unless you've got a really big name, like you're one of the big name guys coming into CG or whatever. I don't think any of us, lower tier guys could really get away with launching a campaign without the book mostly being done. Because you really you set yourself up for failure, especially if you're going to end up going late. And
I think that that's a double-edged sword, dude. I'm sorry. Like if you're nobody, it doesn't mean that you also have finance to invest in a book without even knowing that it's going to be interesting to anyone.
Right.
And that will make people lose their shit. We've seen it before. I've been in this for a long time, it, and I've seen people come in and going, I've financed the book almost by myself, but then losing their shit because they barely made their money back.
Right. But you want enough of the book done to where people actually know, okay, this is a real thing.
Yeah, exactly. We used to say 5 pages, but me personally, I wouldn't launch a book without having at least 10 to 20 pages done, depending on the format of your book.
Right. Yeah, I'm working on the British Bulldog graphic novel right now. It's a follow-up to Roddy Piper. And I just sent the first 10 pages to the colorist, and I'm working on the next set of 10. And we're looking at like another 55 page, maybe 60 page book. And we're not going to start the Kickstarter Indiegogo for that until I'm at least 80% done with it. Because I just for myself, because the mistakes I made with Piper, it took me 2 years to draw that because it's the first time I did a full graphic novel that many pages, and I had to balance my work life with working on the book, so that meant going to shows and doing cons. And I fooled myself into thinking, I'll take my iPad, I can get work done while I'm done. That hasn't panned out very well for me at all. So it's like you kind of got to know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and schedule accordingly.
Yep. But I just think that when we say this, we have to be careful because it's gonna scare a lot of people from even trying to come in.
Yeah, I mean, you do have a point there.
You do as much as you can to have it go to so that your project is solid. Because obviously, like when you start going to a campaign page, let's be honest, if there's no page sample, you're not interested. If people don't tell you how many pages the project's going to be, you're not going to be interested. It's all little red flags that you go through a campaign, right? But the thing is, don't forget that the initial part is you're trying to make sure that the project is viable.
Correct.
So yes, you do need to have at least, like me, I always say, like try to have at least half your book done before you launch. Like that, it's also good for you because you have to realize that while campaigning, that takes a lot of freaking time off your freaking working plate. Like, I'm sorry, that's a job just by itself. Streaming this, doing that, going on interviews, promoting doing this, and then trying to share the link in all the groups and on all the social media, interacting with people, because that's also important. You can't just drop shit. If people comment or say, hey, that's nice, go comment with them, have a little conversation.
Yeah.
Like that stuff takes a lot of time. So it's not just for the people, for the backer, because any backer usually on Kickstarter or Indiegogo know that they're coming here to make the project a reality. Right? So it's also shooting yourself in the foot if you come in and go, I don't need your money, just buy the book on the crowdfunding platform. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's why I always said there's no one way of doing it. Right? You've seen people from all type of projects. Some people coming in with a book fully done and not making almost no money. And you've seen people that takes 2 years to make a book and they made a whole freaking bunch of money. It's you can't really, you can't. There's not one right business plan for anything in business, right? But obviously, get as much done as you can before launching as possible. It's good for you, and it's good also to be solid, to look solid to your backers and the people you're promoting the book to.
Now, to that, do you have kind of a rule of thumb you're following on how often you update people on the next thing you're doing? Because obviously you got your first one and you did your second chance. You've got a pretty good mailing list going through those campaigns. So are you updating people on what's going on with Nat 2?
I don't really send emails like that other than updates on the campaigns. Like I keep it very basic because I personally don't like having emails every freaking time and for every freaking mailing list that I'm in. Like, you know what I mean? It invades your email thing a lot, right?
Right. Yeah, sure.
So I try to keep it very limited. So I don't use the MailChimp thing a lot, but
Okay.
I will do like an update. Like it's one of the things I've been trying to get Indiegogo to do, and the freaking survey they get me to answer. And the main thing that I write is, please make backer only updates, so we can freaking send like technically a private email to those people without risk of showing their info or anything. You know what I mean? Like it's just like backer only, so you can send them an info. You can send them a private link for a discount on a new thing that you put. It could be so helpful for so many things, but they haven't done it yet. I think Kickstarter do have it, but not Indiegogo.
Well, hopefully we'll get some more features at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at. There's a few other campaigns. I tried to get these guys to come on the show, but it's like last minute scheduling. You can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to show some of these campaigns. I mean, especially friend of the channel, Mike Murphy. He's got Long Shadow. Yes. So we're going to take a look at that one, and I just want you guys to kind of comment on it, and hopefully we can get him, because he's got 5 days left, and he really needs to get to his $4,000 fixed goal here. So he's got a little ways to go, so we definitely want to see if we can give him a bump. So let's take a look at Long Shadow. You know what? I didn't click the dang box again, so I need to. I
don't understand. They haven't changed that already. Like everybody's been complaining about it. It's like, please make it automatic so we can just put it off, because you can when you go to the box. You can. Yeah.
All right. So here's Long Shadow's video. All right, there we are. So he's at 28% of his goal. Let's take a look at what we've got here from Mike Murphy.
Yeah, it's a little novella of a few, like 100-something pages, if I remember properly, and it will have illustrations in it.
Okay, so we're dealing with like a pulp.
Yeah, it's literally a classic pulp thing. So you have it's a novella and with illustrated pages. Not
Nice.
comic book, but
Right. So spot illustrations.
Yep.
To go along with that's interesting.
And it's all done by that artist that did the cover. But you see Darren Langley or something like that. His name is.
Right.
Sorry, I've had him on interview on the show.
Please go right ahead. I'm completely new to this. He wanted to come on, but there was some scheduling conflicts. I know he's pressed for time, so
and
wanted to make sure we cover it.
And another thing I'll highlight is it's all connected to his what he calls the Murphy verse, but this Chibi verse or something like that. Like it's all connected to his other books.
Okay.
Like you'll see, like one of the samples you see in there, like you see the red key in it, and he's holding the dinosaur, samurai and dinosaur sword right there, up. So here you have his other character that's like the red key that travels through dimension, and he's holding the sword of that's one of the things that he pointed out. I'm like, there you go. So I wanted to point it out to the viewers.
Yeah, red key looked really cool. So that's neat that he's kind of interweaving everything together. That's pretty cool. I like the map detail there. Really kind of getting trying to do like a Tolkien universe type thing.
And his line to promote the book is Long Shadow. It's private detective for hire type of thing.
Okay, so he's an ogre who's a private detective.
Yep, and I made a joke going Long Shadow private dick.
Plenty of little tears, plenty of tears here. Digital pack with looks like you're getting a whole bunch of books there.
Yeah, his entire collection.
Yeah, the main cover's 20, ships worldwide. And we got the digital pack, chibi pack. So I assume this isn't digital. This is the print books all together. Premium swag. So a different cover there.
I don't know if it's a cover or if it's just the swag. This what he calls swag. It's all like the leftover extras that he has.
Okay.
Usually, but that's what usually. So click on it. Maybe you'll find he has the list of what's in it, just to make sure.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah, one copy of Long Shadow, prequel novella, trading card, the map, Long Shadow sticker, mini poster, character design art for Redlocks. That's cool. Same thing with this one copy of Long Shadow. And so you get the art with this one. That's pretty sweet with the main character and Red Key together. That's pretty cool. Get drawn in the book. That's cool. I always love it when creators do that. I know we did that for Ruddy Piper. We're planning it for British Bulldog. I know the Cromniverse, they're going to have a section where you can get drawn in each story.
And I would point out that that's another good side of not having the book fully done before you launch. You can do stuff like that, like the fact that backers also like to see the growth of the book and the chance of being maybe in there as a cameo or something, and that allows you to make more money on it too.
Yeah, my cameo shot for British Bulldog. It's one of those pages. Like I shared a tweet from a guy. I don't remember the name of the person I tweeted from, but he was basically saying that every once in a while you have that panel that you put off to the very end because you don't want to work on it, and he was working on it. And I quoted that tweet and I said, we all have that panel experience when we're creating stuff. And so for me, the main focus for British Bulldog for the cameo appearances of people, it's this bar scene. Everybody's drinking with Bulldog. And so there's going to be like 20 or so people back in the background. I'm saving that crap till last. Make sure we get all the headshots in. And it was tough because in Piper, there was like 3 different people where we had to work really hard to get them to send us a photo. And one of them in the end, we just kind of like sniped some stuff from his Facebook page. We had to track him down through the Facebook, figure out who he was, match up the name, like, oh, okay, just to make it right so that this guy got into the book because he did not return a single email.
Yeah, I've had that issue with Bloodhunt.
Maybe that's another thing too, is like a lot of Indiegogo emails end up in the junk box, maybe. But this looks like a really cool project, and I think it's really cool that he's going out on a limb and doing this novella thing, because that's different. You're getting prose with the art, so there's a lot more A lot more writing heavy. And I like the old pulp style stuff too anyway, so this is pretty cool. So this is Long Shadow, guys. If you're watching, if this is something that you're interested in, please consider backing it. He's got 5 days to a fixed goal. Still a little ways to go, but we've seen multiple times things happen. And typically with these campaigns, I'm pretty sure
I think it's his first 30 days.
Yeah, you get the first 30 days, and then at the very end, you got a lot of people who pile on at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
When was his last update, out of curiosity? It says there's only one update. That's why I was just curious.
Oh, okay.
It's up a little further up.
It's right there. Just under the video, you're going to see updates.
Yeah, just barely
Scroll down
scroll
just a
down.
little bit. Yeah.
There you go.
I have my camera right in my field of view in front of my big monitor.
He's like, I'm
So
blind.
I'm like looking around a little weird.
When does that say? 20%? What was the day?
Mhm.
Sorry.
20% funded, 4 days in. Thank you so much. Added a new perk so you can get the standard cover with an inside sketch. Okay, cool.
And we have 2 people that are happy or laughing at him.
That's happy.
Okay. I don't use this system, so I figured I'd ask. And when was that? A couple of days ago? 4 days? 21 days ago. So he hasn't posted any other updates?
Nope. He's been promoting everywhere right now, trying to get it funded.
Well,
Okay.
hopefully it makes it happen.
Yeah, we don't get usually. You don't get that many during the funding of a campaign. It's usually right after. But me, I try to tell people you try to give at least like a monthly update or every 2 weeks.
I'd say, yeah, bi-monthly or weekly if you're going to be on a 30-day, but that's just me.
Yeah, but he's probably going to extend it. That's one of the main things that everybody on Indiegogo does. Like you do the first 30-day, then the second 30-day. Some of them offer something special. Like I usually offer like something special during the first month. That's not available in the second one.
Cool.
All right. And speaking of that, since you were kind enough to throw that in to the chat, here is the sign-up page for Tales from the Natverse #2.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I
Uh,
like the colors on that one.
and of course, my bungling. Always make sure to tap that. Like I was having trouble during the pre-record where I was having some video issues sharing the entire screen, but if I share a Chrome tab with audio, it worked just fine.
Nope. No audio. Nope.
It's not playing?
Now we hear it.
Well, this is the vid from before, though, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's the same video we just shared.
Oh, we can watch
Except
it
that
again.
the other one had new edits.
Oh, yeah. Here comes the thickness.
That's a really good sequence of events there.
I thought it would be interesting to pick out like a scene from the comic and animate it.
It's a good way to go.
Are you doing all the animation in Clip Studio?
Yep. Except that the video animation, I did that in
Sure.
Premiere Pro.
Right, yeah.
That's something I am putting off right now. I
What?
finally bought the evil of the rental, the rent a Photoshop, and so it's like, oh look, here's Premiere, and I haven't touched Premiere since I graduated, so it's like, well, here we go, because I just have stuff on my phone that I can do it all with, editing and transitions and stuff. So now it's like, no, time to start doing that. Time to start hiding metadata in my videos. Yeah, all that fun. All my copyrights and trademarks in there. All the fun.
There's so many hats that we have to wear doing this business.
Really is.
And don't forget, people, when you sign up to Indiegogo, for some reason they send you a confirmation email that usually ends up your spam. So make sure to go confirm it, because they don't just subscribe you to the mailing list right away.
I think that's what bit me in the ass with Vaughn's campaign, because he had to send me the secret tiers because I couldn't find them. So I think what it was is that I didn't realize that I had to verify that I signed up when I signed up, and it just kind of expired.
Yeah, that's one of the annoying things it does. But if you want, share my screen for a sec. Here's the main cover of the book in high res. That's going to be the main cover of Tales from the Universe 2. That's me penciling and Inkspot doing paint over. So if I zoom in,
Inkspot is doing some really good stuff. Like when I first saw his work, it was impressive, but I think he's leveled up since then. Definitely.
I mean, that's the goal of any artist, is to level up. It's to be better than we were the last time.
Absolutely. Very cool. Very cool. All right, I got a couple more campaigns that I was looking at that I thought would be cool to check out. Let me bring a couple of those up, and where did I put those? Private chat.
Show you one last thing while you're looking.
Yeah.
I didn't show you that already. I've been working on this. So, people want my old books. Here's where to find them.
Oh yeah, the store.
InkSlayerEntertainment.com.
Nice.
So you go in Inkslayer, you go to Sim, and then you have all the. This is I did like half the book, the pencil and inks. So I got 5 copies available right now that I signed, and then you can find Blood Hunt. You can find number 1, the two first covers. That's only 2 available. That was the limited cover for the first month.
Sweet.
And this is the regular cover. I haven't put the variants on it because they're going to be available in the new campaign. But you can get the books right there. And I recommend everybody to do something like that, because people need to think about aftermarket campaign. Yeah. After campaign market, sorry.
I knew what you meant. Yeah, because you want to fulfill your backers, you want to make your backers happy, but then you've got to keep the franchise going. You want to have books that you can sell on your own store, books you can take with you to conventions.
And you can make them wait for your next campaign all the time to go get the book that they missed out on or something, right?
Yep.
So it's good. And I tried the Second Chance campaign, but it's not. I don't feel. You don't feel like promoting it as much. I don't know if you get my point. It's like when you're doing a campaign, like you feel like, okay, I need to promote the hell out of it. But a Second Chance campaign, I feel like I'm not gonna go invade like spots for people with running campaign that are in funding just to try and sell more copies, right?
You've been very low key about it.
Yeah, and that's how I've seen it. But then I discovered that I could set up my own store with Shopify. We can do crowdfunding on it. You can do so many freaking things. You can have merch, print on demand merchandise.
Now, is the crowdfunding on Shopify, is that a new feature? Because I don't remember that feature being there when I was looking at them as a possible.
It's apps. It's they have a whole bunch of apps, so it's one of those new apps that you have to pay per month. So it's between, like, so far I've seen between $15 to $25 a month, depending on the app that you're doing. And you can do a crowdfunding that's similar to what you would do on Indiegogo or something. Like, I haven't seen all the options on it yet, but it's also the reason why Kickstarter announced. If you remember, Kickstarter announced not too long they were going blockchain. And when I read the paper that they put out, the idea is that people will be able to take that code and have a crowdfunding on their website on Kickstarter, with Kickstarter, still connected to their algorithm and everything, but on your website.
Wow.
So that's basically the same thing that's going to be they're looking into doing. That's what the blockchain thing is all about.
That's pretty cool. Seriously, because I mean, essentially gets you. You've got your own audience and your own website, and you can bring them there. Then you got the Kickstarter, the ecosystem that exists there that's just going to look at Kickstarter. So you kind of capture the best of both worlds, I guess.
And I'm not a huge fan of Kickstarter because I prefer the way Indiegogo works, as in for me setting up a campaign. But as a backer, I hate the fact that I they charge you at the end. And I've seen people getting screwed because of that shit, because the payment didn't go through, and then they went under because they barely made it, right?
Yeah.
And they got screwed because of it. And it's the main thing that I'm like, and then it's always like, you got to use this, you got to use backer kit, you got to use this, and then you back a campaign and they're not charging you shipping right away. Then they send you the backer kit thing that you have to pay again for shipping. And I'm like, I like it simple. And main thing in business, when you take a business course, they teach you about KISS. Okay.
Yep.
And that's not the band. That's keep it simple, stupid.
Exactly.
So the more clicks you have to go to purchase or to get their shit, like, dude, there's many people right now on Kickstarter that they don't even get an answer from the backer kit thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do the transaction and not have to deal with it again. That's most people. You want the easiest click. You want something you don't want to file an entire freaking paper.
Full disclosure, I'm completely guilty of ignoring the stuff I got to do for Kickstarter. It's like, oh, you need to confirm your address. You need to go in there. It's like, and the app doesn't even give me a notification about it. So I usually don't find out about it until the creators email and said, hey, you need to do this. Oh, okay. So it's not simple.
Yeah, there's one campaign that I pay, like, they charge me for their book, they charge me for the shipping, right? I received the backer kit thing. I didn't buy any other add-ons, right? And they charged me an extra. I had to take out my credit card to pay an extra $2 for shipping. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, seriously, you're making me pull out my card again for $2.
Yeah. Yeah, and once you get into the nickel and dime BS, it's like, at some point you're like, I just don't even want this anymore because it's such a hassle. I'm sure that's a thing for a lot of people, and that's another reason why a lot of creators lose sales, is if you give them too many hurdles to jump over, they're going to quit running.
And I mean, that's the main reason why I prefer Indiegogo. It has nothing to do with drama or all that that pissy bullshit, or it's just I pick one, and usually you're not supposed to be running on both. And for the last few months or maybe a year or two, there's people doing campaigns on both. I might consider it down the line, but for the moment, I'm like trying to stay there. It's not going everywhere, because eventually people don't know where to find you.
Okay, so we're going to transition over. This is the last campaign I kind of want to look at tonight. This is Shadowpunk. One hero against the City of Evil. Join the fight. Shadowpunk's been showing up in my feed recently, so I think he's fairly new to the scene. But the book looks really cool. The stylization, like this illustration here, just is very eye-catching. And so I wanted
Could you imagine having to put those studs in every single time you draw that character from a different
no, that's a pain. That's a pain in the butt. That's when you create a stud brush in Clip Studio.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to keep doing that.
I only collect original traditional art. I'm going to need you to draw it on paper, sir.
Oh. Let's watch the video.
Me, I don't
Let's watch the trailer.
Me, even digital, I don't use those brushes.
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
Ooh.
Whoa. Uh-oh. Coming for your money with the zoom, with the animation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a bug technology. The goggles stab you in the eyes.
Those monsters reminded me of what is it again? The samurai thing, cartoon, Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack, yeah. It's got a nice heavy shadow in the future feel. Very dystopian in that level.
Whew. That was short, but man, that was intense.
Right?
Short and sweet.
Gets you in, spins you in a spiral too.
Heck yeah. So I definitely recommend signing up for this one. I know I'm going to. There's just enough catchy stuff to just like pique my interest.
If you scroll down, do we see samples or something? More samples?
No, it's
here
just
we
the
go.
sign up, I think. It's like yours, where it's like, here, sign up to get on in. Animated movie. Ooh, you can watch 9 minutes. What do you know? I stand corrected. Oh, look, they did 3D. Even better. See, this is how they did the model. This is how they knew where they were going to put the
studs.
They're like, I just got this 3D render. I just turn it around. This is what Blender's all about.
That's what people do in Clip Studio as well. There's a 3D program in it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see
Another
that.
thing I don't use, but yeah.
Yeah, it has benefits for some things. I was going to ask you about that with your bike. I'm like, man, those proportions got to take forever. You're like, I know, I messed it up.
No, I have the traditional approach to even digital. That makes sense.
I'll get a little toy to reference or something. Man, I will say this. They know what they're doing with that branding.
Heck yeah.
Every single piece starts and ends.
Meet the mysterious figure that will change the trajectory of Mira's life.
It's like, I don't even know what the name of the comic is at this point. I'm just going to assume it's Shadowpunk.
Yeah. I'm a little confused by the 3D element. Is the comic going to have 3D scenes, or is it going to be like this up here? Because
what I read
that's what I'm wondering.
As part of the perk you get as signing up early, you get to watch the first 9 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you grow up just a little bit further.
What the hell is that?
The other way. Yeah, just a little bit before that right there. It's like with the graphic novel, you'll also be able to watch the free 9-minute animated video. It's the prologue and introductory story of Shadowpunk. So you get to know her before the world goes to hell, or her world goes to hell. On a side note, Russell Brand killed it in Death on the Nile. I was pleasantly surprised.
He was in that movie?
He was, and that was what the part that caught me off guard. I was like, holy crap, that's Russell Brand.
I know, I've become a Russell Brand fan just because of his podcast.
That's what I was going to say. Like, he's been killing it on this podcast, dude.
Yeah, he had a blow up. He suddenly he's like all trimmed up on the beard and his hair is turned back. And it's like, he's playing a doctor. And I was like, side note. Anyways, back to the indie comics.
Yeah. So definitely, guys, you're watching this tonight. Sign up for this. I think this is going to be exciting. The creator did message me about trying to schedule something sooner. So I can't wait to get them actually in studio to talk about this. And I think this thing actually launches pretty soon. So you want to get in and do the whole sign up thing. Pretty cool. For a minute, I thought this was a Fez hat, but it's like a stocking hat.
It's not a Fez.
It's a hat. Not a Fez.
Not a Fez. It's not a Fez there, mate.
Let's learn. The Mole, a technical wizard and one of the only people to grasp, much less master, old world technology. He's been losing his fight with the guild for years. Old, battered, and outgunned. He's searching for a new champion.
So here using Minority Report.
Someone to save Detroit, so it's local to me. Someone with enough grit and fire to hit them back and take them down for good.
That's what I was going to say. It's either Minority Report or Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of the way.
Zoom in. Rewind. Zoom in. Rewind.
Enhance. The famous enhance.
That's Shadowpunk, guys. Sign up for that one. It looks like it's going to be a hit.
Dun dun dun.
Now I wonder how much of the book is done before he launches. That'll be a question for the creator when they come on. All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty much the content I had planned tonight. Josh, you got anything you want to tell people about that you're working on? You mentioned you're working on your website. Is it ready for show and tell?
I mean, if you want to look at it, sure. It's not even remotely done right now.
Hey, if you're willing to bring it up and talk about it, let's do it.
Let's see. Share. Share screen. Don't show these tips again. Window.
Window.
Trying to figure out which window. There we go. All right. Let's bring it on back.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So here we are. All the joys and all the fun. I'm currently trying to figure out adding in some more of my graphic design and products that I've done for different companies and things. So everything from the joys of playing card games to, mascots and poster recreations of trading cards and, I've done a couple of things where people did those Cerakote molds on guns, and stickers for different Indiegogos, and of course some random variants here and there. I got to go and add some more.
What are you using a specific platform for this? Or are you coding it yourself?
Oh, I'm being lazy. I'm just using Portfolio Box.
Okay.
But
I use Portfolio Box too, but I actually haven't bothered to upgrade to Portfolio Box 4, so it's still like on the old.
yeah, I
platform.
have the upgraded system. I enjoy it. Other than that, yeah, I've just started, trying to sort all this today, and I was like, well, I had some stuff up here, but I didn't really have anything too crazy.
Show us some of those sketch covers, because you've been going baller on the sketch covers.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Like you've leveled up.
Well, I appreciate it. I basically just started looking at it and going, you know what? Sketch covers, here's one piece of paper, don't mess it up. So it's like, all right. So these are a couple from earlier this weekend. I'm trying to play with using some more colored tips and paints as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, this Spawn one really caught my eye right away.
Well, thank you.
How was the stock to work? Was this a slicker stock, or is this, because I know you've been doing a lot of stuff with the paint markers, and I just haven't been able to crack that egg yet with those paint markers.
Well, the Spawn 301s are pretty decent. The Spawn 300s, unfortunately, are actually, you're going to have to use paint and use things on that, similar to anything that comes out with Boom. Yeah. And more and more, I'm becoming suspicious that that's the reason why they were like, you know what, we need to make 301 a sketch cover, because you can't have 300 just be crap stock,
right.
Because they had all these Spawn kills covers, for example. And yeah, I just have to go in and take a bunch of scans and edit all this stuff out. And then, of course, got my fun little mini bio with some of my credits between Voltron and other things like that. And
hopefully soon to add a Dreaded Dinosaur credit to it.
It's very true, actually. That's part of my joys for the next couple of months here. I'm trying to gear up for April. So hopefully everything will work out well in that capacity.
I've given Josh pretty much free reign with a script that I sent him for a add-on story that's going to be for the Dreaded Dinosaur campaign later on in the year. I can't wait.
He's got this really bad habit of going, you know what you should do? Draw 20 of the same character on one page. I'm like, yes, I would love to do that. Yes, I'll be sure to. No, I kid. It's one of those things. It's part of, I was reflecting off stream. I was sitting there going, you know what? I haven't actually, been drawing a lot of stuff for publication or anything in a while. I've mostly just been working sketch covers and trying to understand the materials and doing originals for people and, working private projects. But most of these projects aren't launched anywhere. They're just like, okay, this person who did their multi-level marketing campaign, or, here's your logo design. And just kind of working with that. So, yeah, figuring out that world, figuring out this world, figuring out Twitch. I digress.
Very cool. So, and what's your website address?
Oh, it's just artofjoshlyman.com.
Sweet.
That's me on social media too. So, and then of course I designed that logo myself. That's all me. The overly complex,
very cool Celtic looking. Yeah.
Yeah, for branding. Get myself a nice little rubber stamp so I can just start stamping stuff.
You got to put that on a beer stein or something,
Working on it. It's the goal. It'll be like, hey, just right here on every hoodie I have.
Nice.
So
branding.
We'll make it work.
You gotta keep the branding up. On that note, I've got to show something, because this has all been show and tell. So I'm gonna.
Here's my wrestler.
No, I'm showing Dinosaur Man first.
Yeah, there you go.
This is the finished Spirit cover, and this was something on a few episodes back. But one of our esteemed guests, he said that he always liked to do a Spirit cover, which is the cover of your favorite comic on the day you were born. So my favorite character has always been Iron Man, and so Iron Man 108. This is a homage to that cover, the original drawn by Keith Pollard. And so this will be one of the covers offered for when I do launch the Dreaded Dinosaur Man campaign.
Cool. What do we do if it was a Saturday on our birthday? Do you go early or do you go after?
Well, I mean, it's just the month. So pick your month, your birth date, look at all the comics that came out that month, and see if your favorite character is one of them. And that cover should be a cover you do for your book.
I like that as a concept. It's like homages are great, and there are certain people that do collect like I only collect the Frazetta Barbarian on the horse, and stuff like that. But to each their own. Garfield by Jim Davis. See, it's perfect. Jim Davis created Garfield on my birthday. That's what's happening. We're just gonna have a Garfield at large, and be like, and done. What you got? Suddenly I have a lot more, even more attachment.
There you go. I'm really excited about this, and I'm also working on a Dinosaur Man story for the for Pops's Cromniverse that I'm looking forward to, because I get to work with a character from Russ Leach's universe. He loaned me a demon who he's like the demon kennel dog guy, and so that's going to be another exciting thing coming up as far as piecing together Dinosaur Man universe. And I got to get back to the webtoon, but I've been so busy lately with all the other stuff I've been doing. I think I got a couple of pages that I can show of the British Bulldog. Yeah, I got some. So the British Bulldog book is coming along pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. And it's one of those things. It's like I kind of learned that I hate drawing massive crowds with this project.
Crowds are the best.
And I know you can set, we're supposed to simplify stuff as it goes in the background. So obviously the drawing gets shitty as it gets further away. But planning all this stuff out has kind of been a bit of a headache. So I think in the next book, I'm going to insist that my writer, Dom Riggio, does not do any large arena crowd scenes.
We're going to have the baseball stadiums post-COVID. Just a lot of cutouts with everybody on.
A lot of cardboard cutouts. So
a lot of cardboard cutouts.
So this kind of gives you an idea of like the first 10 pages. So Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog, he's an MI6 secret agent, superhero wrestler, and there's a stable member who, if you've read the Ruddy Piper, there's the evil group is the stable. So there's a stable member in the crowd, and he goes and subdues him, and then he goes into doing his whole wrestling thing. This is my friend Dan. He got to be the guy who gets drugged up and carried off by MI6. This is one of my favorite pages. It's like one whole wrestling thing in one page. So they lock off, throw each other, run, big, huge power slam, 1, 2, 3, over in one page. But it was a fun page to kind of lay out. And then I've been doing a lot more stuff with some of the tones in Clip Studio, trying to get some of those anime influences in there and just kind of give it a little bit more richness to the illustrations. The braid brush has been helping me out with Davey Boy's his little tight rolled braids there.
Very nice.
So yeah, that's the day job stuff that I've been currently working on, and a lot of fun. I mean, like I mentioned in the pre-recorded segment with Sixth, if I wasn't doing this for a living, I'd still be doing it. So, I think kind of we all would, because once you get the bug, doing art, doing comics, doing that kind of stuff, it's just kind of your thing.
True. Like I wouldn't stop. I never did. I never will. And I think that's where we got where we are now, because we never quit.
That's right. But we're going to quit right now because I think we've gone for an hour, and I think we've got a pretty good solid show. So Sim, please tell everybody all the various ways they can stalk you online.
You can find me anywhere under Simon Sympathia or Sim Inkslayer on all social media. You can find me on Sugar Chris channel every Monday and Friday morning. You can find me on my channel every Sunday around 7 p.m., 7-ish p.m.
Awesome.
And that's pretty much it. Go sign up to my book. It's launching soon.
Awesome. And we're going to definitely have to have you on once you launch Nat 2. So we can really grill you on that one.
I will definitely be here. That's for sure.
All right, Josh, reiterate yourself, please.
Oh yeah. You guys can find me on social media at Art of Josh Lyman. Facebook's a slash versus an at. You get the idea. And then I just recently started doing Twitch, and Twitch I'll be doing art there, but I'll also be occasionally just being bored and playing video games to decompress.
As long as you don't end up selling your own bathwater, I think it's fine.
Well, yeah, it's better than that or licking microphones, which that's a conversation for another day.
And by the way, before we close, I checked what book was out on my birthday, and so far the best one. I might do it. It's the Eternals #1.
Ooh.
I got some pretty badass looking covers. Pardon me.
Like there's a few of them, but it's like the one that sticks out the most right now. It's Eternal #1 because there's Howard the Duck. There's a few others that are pretty cool. But come on, Kirby Eternals #1.
Oh yeah, well I got top dog with Spider-Man.
At least it's not Spider-Ham.
Hey, I like Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham is awesome. There's a reason he's in that movie. He's like the #1. I even hate the voice actor. But anyways,
my other one actually
2000 AD. Got a nice X-Men cover.
Ooh.
Got Airboy. I got a nice winter scene with Captain America getting his butt kicked.
Nice.
Too bad my characters from my book are, very short and small, so limited options.
Nothing's talking to you about Doomspoon. Like, hey, do this cover for Doomspoon.
Well, Doomspoon's a project that's on hold right now. I'm working on something else. So that's a topic for another day.
All right. Well, as for myself, you can find me at Dreaded Dinosaur on all the social media accounts, Instagram, shitty Facebook, Twitter, Twatter, however you want to pronounce it. And so thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We want to thank everybody who showed up in the chat. Mr. Salazar Art Nation saying hello to all of us. That's awesome. Resident 76, you've been great in the chat. Thank you again. And of course, Pops and Mr. Phoenix, who said hi to all of us by name. Thank you. Phoenix, if you don't know, cool cat, really great at the metal printing, and he's got a very badass manga that he's working on. The artist he hired for this is it's really impressive. It's really impressive, some of the stuff that I've seen from his upcoming manga book. So hopefully I can get to talk to him soon about that as soon as he's ready. So I'm going to stumble over here to the brand tab and find our closeout. And we are going to, you know what? Before we do that, I do need to kind of pay a couple of bills, or at least one bill. Yeah. Where is it?
Gemini?
Yeah, you know what? And there's a code for that. So you're making these books, right? And you got to ship them out, and you're not going to be like some turd and put a bare comic book in an envelope or just stick a stamp on it and throw it in the mailbox. You want to make sure that it gets there 100% intact in the best mailers ever, and that's Gemini mailers. Use coupon code VOLT10, save 10%. This is the only place you're going to get this discount. And order a couple of thousand of them for your next Indiegogo project.
Yeah, just a heads up, it doesn't work for international. You have to make sure that they deliver. They don't deliver here, so it doesn't work. I have to buy through Amazon. Or eBay, yeah.
Plus, they double for other things like framed originals or random other gifts for friends, and you can just have them sitting on your shelf to remind you that you need to ship them to them before they're done. But then you're like, no, they're going to be going to Comic-Con. So yes, they store very well.
Yeah, I'm sure your sketch covers are just perfectly preserved in those Gemini mailers.
Well, in this case, I think it's a 5x7 framed piece of artwork and somebody's stuff. But, I was trying to be subtle about it. And be like, I got it. Just come back from Alaska so I can ship it to you.
Oh, sweet. And if you have, something you want to say, get off your chest, you have a question, you got something you want to rant on, you can email Indievolt at indievolt.com, indievoltlive at indievolt.com. And, of course, we also have the radio show. We want to thank all of our listeners globally who are listening to this show. You can listen live through the app or on Streama through Google Play or just on the website, indievolt.com. If you've got a Roku device, check out Roku, Indievolt TV. There's a really nice video of that Dinosaur Man mural that are good, very put together. And so that's been on Indievolt TV. And yeah, so if you got a Roku, install that and you can have fun with that. And we do want to wish Varian well. I know he's been healing up from his stroke, and today was not a good day for him. So that's why I'm kind of ruining the show with my Hollywood grandma voice. All you guys got to listen to all day today. I think my whiskey's finally hitting.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. All right, now I'm going to keep talking until I find this exiting video.
Here comes the outro.
Yeah, it's like, you got to stall for time while you don't look like you're completely inept at doing this.
Yeah, I took an entire screen and messed it up. I was like, this was perfectly set up for me streaming on my easel.
I got to say, I love your lighting back there, man.
Thank you. I appreciate
nice.
it. I have these fun new little, very energy economic little rotating little devices. So
now you just need a really good face light just to kind of bring yourself out.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, sure.
Blind.
Sure.
No,
right.
I actually have some lighting over here. It's just because this is, it's an organic stream versus just me gaming or actually recording. Then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be chill. Have it in the background.
All right. I can't thank you two enough for showing up and helping me through this. Otherwise, there probably would have been a real shit show if I had to do it all by myself.
Yeah, no worries.
And we are going to go out.